Welcome back to Southern Unscripted. We're here on episode 8. I'm your host, Sarah, if you are new here. And I have a huge announcement in this episode, but I am not telling you until the end. You bitches have to stay for a while. So I can't wait to get to that. But we are going to cover so many things today. Obviously, I feel like this has become a catch-up sesh. But in the catching up, there's a little bit of value in there as far as like life lessons that I'm learning as well. So, we're gonna recap today on some HYROX recap because I know last time we had chatted it didn't happen yet. Some Louisiana chaos. When we go to Louisiana, we take gummies, we laugh our asses off. It's so good for the soul. And then some gym goals and an anniversary trip that we have coming up. Super excited about that. Let's just dive straight into it today because I have a lot to say and I don't want to take too much of your time since you are tuning in with me. So, we're going to start with HYROX. You guys, that was so fun. It was so much fun. There's so many people who are like, "Man, that was hard. It's hard." It's challenging, but it's not hard. It's not like this impossible thing that no one can do. Honestly, the only thing that you need to prepare for is the running. Everything else is like a game. It's like you're doing wall balls, yes, but the ball is light. It's 14 and I did the men's weight. So, the weights are a little bit heavier in the men, but again, on a normal day of me training, I'm not using those weights. Those are pretty light for me, minus the sled. We'll get to that in a second. Um, but I have to say that it was so much fun. I wasn't really happy with our time. I guess in my mind, I just said that I needed an hour and a half. An hour and a half is what I wanted to do. Um, my husband, AKA my partner, he really didn't take it serious until like 11 days before. Like he really started running, which he is, listen, no one enjoys running. I mean, running freaking sucks, especially when you're training to run. Like when you're in the run, it's easy because you could see I got one more lap to go. Like you can see a bunch of different things. When you're training to run and you're just so happen to be training on a treadmill, a minute is so long. You're just staring at the time. It takes forever to get past a minute. Training freaking sucks. My husband thinks he just can't run, because he hates it. And I get it. He hates it, but he is very well capable of it. And he's not terrible. You gotta know how to like breathe a certain way to where you control your heart rate and your heart rate doesn't go into what they call zone 5, because then that's basically where you die. Not really, but like when you're doing a strenuous workouts, gosh, I can't get my words out. When you're doing a strenuous workouts and you get in zone 5, that's like a peak of like you don't want to stay there. You got to be able to train to where you can keep your heart rate in zones like 2 or 3, which I am very good at. I have mastered thanks with my mentor ChatGPT, who has taught me some breathing techniques while running. Okay, I took this shit very serious. My husband, on the other hand, did not, and he was getting information from his mentor ChatGPT, and Chat told him that he was going to do finish in an hour and 40 minutes, which in fact we finished in an hour and 40 minutes. I'm like, you freaking set yourself up. Like you claimed it. And so that's what we did. And I wasn't really happy. And honestly, I know that if I would have had a partner who was better at running, my time would have been so much better. Look, the competitive Sarah is tapping in, okay? If I'm gonna do something, I wanna know that I can do it well. Like good riddance. Thank God it's over and I don't have to do it again. But when I was in it, I take it serious and how you do anything is how you do everything. When I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play full out. I'm gonna go all in and I'm gonna do it. Not that my husband didn't do that. He just waited too long to start doing that. And we were in the run. We're in the run. Like we're in the jog. And gosh, I can't even say what I'm trying to say. Calm down, Sarah. You have to stay with your slower partner in the running. You cannot go far. Arm's length away is how close your partner needs to be. It's a rule. So I'm running and I'm jogging slow. I'm like going as slow as I can go. And that wasn't even slow enough for Mr. Slowpoke. And I would look back and he would be well behind me. And I would just in my head think, come on, babe. Like, I'm thinking, fuck, you slowing me down. I need you to pick it up. And so we finished at 140. I was happy we finished. That was really the only goal. But I couldn't keep my mouth shut. And so by the time we made it home, I had to let him know, like, babe, I'm disappointed in my time. And he was kind of upset that I was like, not fussing at him, but I'm just like, if you would have listened to the men, I need y'all to listen up. If you would learn to frickin' listen to your wife, they know what's best for you most of the time. If I told you 2.5 months ago to start running and you didn't start running, you've already failed. Okay. So I had to let him know, like, I wasn't mad at him, but I was like, if you'd have listened to me. And so he was just like, I don't like running, da da da. I'm like, but you have showed me that you are so capable of it. Like, he completed it. I would have not been able to finish without him. I don't know how some people do this alone. I think having a partner to me is more important, not more important, but like it's better. It's better to have a partner. You have someone on your side, y'all going through the trenches together. The fact that we were able to split up the workouts, the sled, oh my God, that sled was so freaking heavy. It was like 244 pounds, which I don't feel like is heavy until you got to push the shit. And you're like, right when I push it, I have a picture of a vein popping out of my neck. I am struggling to push this thing so much. But we did it. So yeah, like I wouldn't have been able to finish without him, but I was like, now you know what to expect. Now you know you need to start training and running harder. I think we should do this every single year. And his first initial response was like, I don't know if I'm ever doing that shit again. But I was like, no, you're my partner. We're in this together. I like that we have one thing we can do together in the year. So we'll go next year again, but we're gonna beat our time. That's the goal. So honestly, it was great. Um, I didn't have like nerves. I was like so excited. I was jumping up and down. The literal countdown of the 10 seconds left to go. I'm like, we said a prayer, like right before we run. Let's have fun. Um, I don't know if I don't know if Babe had fun. I did though. I was like, it's like an adrenaline rush. I could not go to bed that night. I didn't go to bed till like 1 a.m. I could not go to bed. And then the next day, I wasn't as sore as I thought I would be, which was shocking. I was like, okay. But I love that we did it together. And I love that we, you know, found something that we can do because, he plays pickleball. And while I would like to go play pickleball, he's just a little too competitive for me. And it's a constant coaching all the time. Like, we went to Louisiana, we played cornhole, and I was on his team. And God forbid I just not hit the freaking thing right. I had a coach the whole way there. Um, but we found something that I feel like I think I'm a better coach than him. And I what I mean by that is like whenever you're coaching someone, you always lead with recognition. I just think that's important before you start tearing them down at what they suck at. And so that's what I would do with him. It's about lifting him up and building him up to where he can open his eye. He doesn't do that with me, but we're working on it. I'm just happy we were able to do it together. It was honestly, it was so fun. But the best part was each time we went to each station, my kids were there cheering me on and just like, go, mom, let's go. Like, I don't know. My kids are my everything, and they're literally all we have out here when it comes to just like our sphere of influence. I say that loudly. Like, I have a lot of people and friends and stuff, but like, they're my people. They're the reason I do anything and everything. So it was nice to have them there. And yeah, I honestly can't wait to do it again. But I was watching everybody's time and I was comparing, like, oh my God, they killed it. I'm just like, you see, Kyle, you see. And he's like, so annoyed because he knows I just wasn't happy with my time. But it's okay. There's always next year. And now he knows what to expect. So, but I had to eat like insane food in order to fuel myself the way that I did. Like you like Listen, I've been in the nutrition business for a very long time. I understand calories, macros, high protein, eating enough carbs. Sometimes carbs just sit on me for whatever reason. I don't know, but I was feeling very fluffy, just because 'cause I'm trying to eat. Man, I was fueled. I coulda kept going. Like, I was fueled, ready to go, right? But now that I don't need to fuel myself for an extraneous workout, it's time to pivot, and so perfect timing, the Monday or 2 after, maybe it was the Monday after the, HYROX. My gym started, it's called 60XT, it's something Lifetime does. They're doing a challenge. It's 8 weeks. They give you, like, you have a personal trainer session, you have a nutrition plan, you have workouts, you have all the things, but the prizes are really what sold me. And there's a lot of money on the line. Okay, so 5 winners will win $27,000 of valuable things like Cutco knives. There's so many knives things in this. Cutco knives, those like compression leg things, like all of that. But one of the main prizes is $10,000 in cash, and like, if there's anything out there in the world that motivates me, it's definitely money, honey. We're gonna go for the money and the income because who doesn't love money? I mean, I can do so much with money. I can build businesses with money. I can treat myself with money. I can take trips with money. There's so many things that I can do with money. So it motivates me. And I'm taking this so very serious. There's also another, like, there's 10 renters total. So there's 5 that's going to have like 27,000 value with a 10,000 cash of the 27. And then there's 5 that's like a $16,000 value where 7,000 is cash. Um Now, the chances of me winning are very slim because there's lifetimes everywhere, and I don't know if it's just the state or if they're doing it nationwide. So my chances are slim. You also have to write an essay, which not good at writing, but I know chat will help me out. I know exactly what I want to say, but I know chat's going to clean it up. I'm I'm like really confident that I might have a chance, right? So I am taking it so hardcore. Um Slimming down. Listen, the summer is coming, which means we get to dress like a whore, okay? And nothing excites me more than dressing like a slut on a trip with my husband. Um, but you got to have the body to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have the curves, the abs, no flab and flanks. You know what I'm saying? And all the food that I was eating for High Rocks kind of made me feel a little flubby. My clothes are a little bit tight, which, by the way, if you are watching on YouTube, I look so cute today. Um, I curated my own outfit, Avi. I just have a day full of filming that I have to do. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to dress cute today. So I don't look like a bum if you're surprised. But, anyways, squirrel, um, the outfits are coming out. So I'm wanting to lean out. And by lean out, I mean just really shed the fat. I'm not trying to build muscle here. I have plenty of that. So I'm cutting back, I'm dialing in. I am less carbs right now because it's just too much. Now, I'm not saying no carbs because that's for psychos. I'm just not gonna have a slab of rice with every meal, you know what I mean? I'm just not, or a bunch of bread. I'm gonna minimize, but I will definitely be taking in carbs. We have curbed the sweet tooth, and if you've been with me for a while, you know she loves sweet things. She loves cookies. I've curbed the craving. And every time I'm like, I'll see something, I'm like, let me take a bite because I haven't been taking a bite. I just know that the second that I feed that sugar into my body, it's game over and I'm going to be stuck on it. So we're not doing that. We're sticking it out. Man, we're on week 2 and I'm already feeling really good. I did lose a pound already, but it's because you know, I've tightened up a bit and dialed in. So I don't really think I have that many pounds to lose. We just need to shed some fat and look slim and trim. Um, so I've been eating really good and I am super excited about how slutty I'm gonna look. And listen, I say slutty because more skin. The summer is for more skin. I am made for the summer, more skin. We don't like the winter piling up our clothes on top of each other. No, we don't like that. I like string bikinis, skin, and I just feel like I want to feel confident. It's not that, someone else may look at me and compare because we're all good at comparing. Oh my God, you look amazing. Da 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 da. Yeah, but I want to feel good in my skin. I don't want someone to just constantly tell me I look good because you and I don't see the same thing. And I know we are our worst critic. I get it. And you know what? It may never be perfect. And I'm okay with that. I know that. But I got to have a goal. I got to have something to push myself to do something. I am always uh something as simple as HYROX. Like, why did I do that crazy shit? Well, because I just need to challenge myself because I know I can do it. I know I can do it. Like, I have to try to do hard things sometimes. And I love that I can show my kids that. I, like I've been eating too much. I need to like nip it in the butt. I need to put more fruits and vegetables, my skin. Honestly, like all these people who are drinking Cokes and stuff, they don't even realize, like, I can see in your skin how much water you don't drink. Like, the benefits of eating healthy for your skin is crazy. Um, so I'm trying to nip it in the butt. I'm vain. I want to look amazing all the time. And we don't just wake up like this. It takes hard work. Okay. So the whole reason I wanna look like a whore for the rest of the summer is mainly because we're going on our annual anniversary trip, and we go every May. So this is kinda like an ongoing thing at the beginning of every year. This is when I really need to start getting ready for summer because 'cause I'm going on an anniversary trip, and baby, we need to look the best for my husband. You know what I mean? And if you followed me, we like to go where the water is crystal blue. We like to have access to a boat, um, preferably where we stay. So yes, we like to go where the water is blue, crystal blue. We like access to a boat, preferably where we're staying. I always curate the most perfect itinerary. I swear I could have been a travel agent, but honestly, not really because I only like planning trips that are for me, not other people. And it's always a must that we have one fancy anniversary dinner and one fancy dinner just for our trip, so that's 2 fancy dinners. It's always a must that we go on a boat at least 2 times, and it's always a must that we have a chill, relaxing day on the beach at least 2 times. I don't know why we've created this because the point is to go relax, but sometimes it's hard for us to relax because when you're in a beautiful place, there's, like, so much to do, you wanna go do and see all the things. So I've curated it. We don't play about our anniversary trips. This is my favorite place where we literally connect and we flirt. The point of me dressing slutty is so he can stare at me and tell me how beautiful I am. And we just have a bunch of sex on our whole trip, which I think is needed on, like every couple should do this. We always, every year, take our trip and then we have a trip for our kids. I think it's needed in every couple's relationship. I notice a lot of couples, every time they take a trip without their kids, they're with other people. Like, I don't know, that low key gives me the ick. It's just like you don't love your spouse enough to go just connect with them. I don't know. And then we get offered to go on trips like with other people, which I'm not opposed to, as long as it doesn't take away from the one trip that we have to have of just us two. Like, where we can put our phones down and, like, look into each other's eyes. I don't know. I just think it's important in a relationship because what happens is whenever you go on trips with other people, your trip becomes about the other people and not literally, but the girls are constantly talking to the girls, and honestly, it's a great bonding trip for them, but not you and your spouse, and I think your spouse is number 1, comes first 24/7, uh, so why do that? So, I'm super excited, and it can't come fast enough, but we got to get this body right so we can be body yada yada on the boat. I keep saying on the yacht, but it's really a catamaran that comes up to our resort or place that we're staying. I would love to see if y'all can guess where we're going. I never like to reveal it, but think blue waters. And obviously, if you follow me on my social media, you will see all of it. So we just recently went to Louisiana, um, for I guess it was Good Friday because we were back for Easter, but I kind of want to tap into this because we weren't planning on going at all. And then we kind of got a little scare with my mother-in-law, and everything's fine. She's the glue of the family. She is the one that takes care of everyone. She is the one that is there for everyone. Like, she doesn't bat an eye. She takes homeless off the side of the road, feeds them, loves them, she would give them a bed to sleep on. Like, she is everyone's everything. And she wasn't feeling good one day. She had just recently got off a cruise. She was starting to breathe really heavy. Um, and we found out that it was COVID. So her husband had COVID, then she had COVID. It lingered for 2 weeks. Last time she had COVID, it lingered. So we were like, man, she was just struggling to breathe. But this one day, she was not feeling good at all. Um, she begged her husband, I need you to take me to the hospital. He was like, you're overreacting. She's like, I'm telling you, something is happening and I need you to take me now. So he did. And it turns out she had 70% blockage in her main artery. They went in to put a stent, but he went in through the arm, and the way the artery usually goes across, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not in the medical field. I'm just repeating what I was told. The artery usually goes across, and they noticed that the artery was going down. So he was unsuccessful when it came to putting the stent in, sent her home. She still was having, getting very fatigued and stuff. We still have an issue at her hands. Like, we still need to get this fixed. She's going to the cardiologist actually this week, and we'll figure out what the next steps are. She probably will have to go in and put a stent, and they may have to go into the groin, blah, blah, blah. You get it. This is something serious that we need to tackle. The problem is still there. But with that said, it kind of like our life flashed in front of us. Like, we have prepared, when you start preparing the finances and the wills and all the things, the way that we prepared is that he's going to go first because he is not in the best shape. I mean, our parents are aging, and it is actually really hard to watch. Because when you just see your parents do everything for you, things start to change as you get older and you're having to start to do everything for them, which is fine. I don't mind, but it's really hard. It's hard to watch them get old. So he's the person that we suspect to go first, and Miss Jeanette will live longer, blah, 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 blah. But our life flashed, and you know what? It's actually possible that she goes first. So possible. Knock on wood, God forbid that happens. I mean, we're not ready for neither of them to go, but it kind of like opened your eyes, like in the blink of an eye, everything can change. Um, and it was scary. It was scary. My husband does hold guilt for living so far because he is probably the better option to take care of everyone if things go down. So we had guilt. We were like, you know what? Marley's off of school on the Good Friday. Why don't we just leave Thursday? We checked her out the Thursday, and we were like, we'll be back the Saturday because we wanted to be home for Easter because the Easter bunny has to pass, and I didn't want to have to pack all that shit. Y'all know she wasn't prepared anyways. And I like going to church at my church for Easter. So we're like, we don't have to rush back Saturday. We can take our time if we want, blah, blah, blah. So it was a very impromptu weekend to Louisiana, knowing that I have to go back next weekend, which is not ideal for me because and then 2 weeks after that, I'm going back. So like, it's really not ideal for me to go back this much in 2 months. But listen, there's nothing more important than your family. And so when things like this happen, drop of a hat, no problem. But The trip actually turned into a really good trip that I needed. I was texting my sister because obviously I was staying at my sister's house, and I'm like, "What can we do?" There's really nothing to do in Louisiana except eat and drink. There's a lot of great places to eat and have a cocktail, amazing good places, right? But I'm just kinda in this era of, like, well, already trying to watch my fitness and all the things that I eat, so definitely don't going to Louisiana is probably the worst thing I could do when I'm doing a fitness challenge, because the food. I did say no a lot before y'all come for me, but I had a few things here and there because I can't go to Louisiana and not eat chicken crackling. In my defense, it's protein, right? So I'm texting my sister, I'm like, "What can we do?" And she was like, "I don't know." And I was just last time we made, like, pottery clay, and I'm like, "Oh my god, my friends own this candle making place downtown." So I texted her and I was like, "We can make candles." She was like, "You know what? That's a good idea. Let me make sure they're open Good Friday." So we go in. I had a slow morning. Me and my sister call it coffee talks, and we wake up and we go sit in the living room and have coffee talks. Then we got ready and we went to make candles. Excuse me. Marley was with us, so we had to do this very discreetly, but obviously we snuck in a little THC gummy because, duh, we got to elevate the experience, and we just enjoy being together. So we're like, you know what? We're gonna take a gummy. So we each took a bite of a gummy, each a half, because we some little weaklings and we can't be doing too much, and we also have to drive ourselves. We took it at lunch. We went to lunch, Central Pizza downtown, best pizza downtown, and they have the best little cocktails. And it was such a beautiful day to sit outside on the patio. It was just so good, right? So, but we were running behind. Okay. We took our gummy, drank our cocktail, had our pizza. Our appointment to do our candles were at like noon, and we're still didn't get our ticket at 11:57, but it was downtown. We could have either walked or drove. So we're like, okay. So we hurried up. We got in the car. My sister has a new car. I guess she's learning how to drive. The candle place was further down the road. So we go, and she needs to make a U-E in the road to do parallel parking on the opposite side of the road that it is on. And for whatever reason, her gummy hits at this very, very moment of her making a Yui. And for whatever reason, if you can envision the movie Austin Powers, where he is in that alley in that golf cart and he's trying to turn the car around, but it's like burp, 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 and he's not really going anywhere. That was her in the middle of Jefferson Street downtown, Lafayette, and this car pulls up, and this guy is so cool in his old car with his rims. He's being so patient for my sister to just try to figure out how to get in this parallel parking. Um, Turns out I knew the guy. He was a customer of mine. He started buying all these buildings downtown, and he's just opening a bunch of like lounges and stuff downtown. Shout out to Shardy. We love you. He doesn't know that that was us, which I don't even know if I want him to know because I was so embarrassed that she couldn't figure out how to park. So then we finally park. We walk across the street to only find out that the candle place has moved. It was not in that location. So we call, and we get in the car, and she's on the phone. She's like, "We came to the old location. Where are y'all?" And she's like, "We're right across the street from Central Pizza." You guys, we were just at Central Pizza sitting outside, and we didn't notice that the candle place was right across the street that we could have walked to, wouldn't have been late. For whatever reason, we lost it. We could not stop laughing hysterically, crying. Mind you, my daughter's in the back seat and she doesn't know what the hell is going on. Our laughs are elevated because obviously we know why our laughs are elevated. That was the funniest fucking shit ever. Ever, ever, ever. Now, when I tell the story, it's not that funny. No one thinks it's that funny because it's really not that funny. People move all the time, you know? But the shit was freaking hilarious, okay? Um, I just needed that though. I needed the trip of laughs, and always with anytime I'm with my sisters, everything is funny. We laugh and joke and roast like we're kids again. It's 24/7 nonstop. And I love that. You need that. And I don't get that anywhere else but with my sisters. There's no other person on earth that you can be like your true, true, true self than with your siblings or like someone you know, like your very best friend, you know? Um, but I do want to say shout out to Bougie Bar. Bougie Bar is a candle making bar in Lafayette. They actually are the owners of Bourbon Royalty Candles. My friends James and Rusty, they were customers of mine of my shop back home. That's kind of how I connected with them. But it is so nice whenever I'm shopping out here in Texas and I go to all these little boutiques and I see Bourbon Royalty Candles. I'm like, that's my people. Own a Bougie Bar in Lafayette. And I want to say Baton Rouge too, where you can go, you can have a girls' night, you can drink and make candles. I made the best freaking smell. I bought the car thing. My car smells so amazing right now. I don't have the candles because they have to curate the candle or do whatever and my sister's gonna go pick it up and I'll get it when I go back next weekend. But I made the best smells. My car smells so good that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call them and have them make a couple more things. That way when I go to pick my stuff up, 'cause it's that freaking good, and it's a smell made by me. Um, so shout out to them. That was really fun, and I probably would be happy with doing that every time I go in. Because when I go in, we're bored. Like, what can we go do to kill time? I would do that every time because I buy candles all the time, and I could just go make my own smell, and it's like a little outing in the same breath. Yes, 10 out of 10 recommend. Yeah, and then so after that, we ended up boiling crawfish at my sister's. We played cornhole. The boys went play golf all day. That's kind of why we had to go find something to do with candles. But even my husband and I on our ride home, we're talking about like we needed that. Like even my son, he works so hard out here and he doesn't get to engage with like true friends and like people he knows. Like Caden does not play golf, but he went play golf that day and they just laugh. They're on the golf course. I would have loved to be with them just to hear them like, you're roasting each other, you're laughing, and just like being kids again with the people you love. It was so much needed. And then the very next day, the day that we were leaving, the Saturday, we went to my mother-in-law's. This was the first day that she was actually not feeling fatigue at all. So that was a blessing in disguise. Kyle's childhood best friend came visit us with his two little twins, and we just sat and talked and caught up and laughed and giggled and made memories. We did an Easter egg hunt in the yard for the kids, and it was just it I didn't realize how bad we needed that because when we come back, we feel recharged. We feel it's a lot of hustle and bustle here in Houston, and I always say it's like you live on you're it's kind of like you're on an island away from all the things that you know. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with creating structure and like discipline and hustle and bustling. I'm okay with it. But I think it's important to fit in even if it's inconvenient of a drive sometimes or even if it's just inconvenient. It's not that easy to just get up and go, you know, away, but it was so worth it, and I'm excited that I get to do it again next weekend. Next time we go back, it is my niece's, baby shower, and my very best friend who lives in Key West now, she's actually gonna be in, so she gathered a whole group of friends for, like, a brunch. So I'm actually going to the baby shower. I'll probably be a little buzzed, but we're gonna drink water and vodka because we're trying to get our fitness on. Um, but I am really looking forward to that one because now these friends, I mean, it's a laugh central. We not they I can't even explain to you. We get real childish, okay? And every now and then you need that. You need a space where you can just have fun, let loose, and just be yourself. So I am so excited about that. And honestly, speaking of my friend, I've been trying to be a really good friend. I'm learning that I am a fucking asshole. And I mean it. I am an asshole. Like I I say this all the time and I'm saying it a lot lately because I'm trying to own it. Like I am fucking vain. I am vain, I am selfish, and I am only always thinking about what I'm doing, what's going on with me. But I'm trying to be better at like checking in on people like, "Hey," like I think about my friends a lot, but when I'm thinking about them, I'm trying to be better at texting them like, "Hey, thinking about you. Hope you have an amazing day," instead of not doing that at all. Because you never know what they're going through. And honestly, I just want to be um, person. Like, it doesn't have to just be my friends. It could be, like, praying for people. Like, I ran into a friend today. She's not a good friend, but, like, we're in a networking group together. Um, we see we see each other in passing a lot. She just recently had to put her dog down that she's had for, I want to say, 16 years. That is a traumatic loss. Like, oh my God, my dog's only been in my life for 6 years, and I would be devastated. It becomes your child, your baby, your way of life. Every day they're in it. And I just kind of went touch her back and just told her that I was praying for her. I typically wouldn't do that, like not that I am not praying for her, because I am, but I just am trying to be a better nurturer to people. Um, but like openly. Like, I will pray. The way that I pray for people, random people, is insane, and you would probably think I'm crazy. I'm trying to be really good at that, but I'm trying to out loud be that too, if that makes sense. So, the friend from Key West, remember, that's the friend that called me random and we talked on the phone for hours. She's going in. And so ever since that call, I have been so intentional with staying connected and staying in touch and making sure that I am like, hey, thinking about you. Hey, hope you had an amazing day. Um, my other friend, we talk pretty often. We talk about Bravo. We talk about all the Real Housewives things, which I want to mention here in a second. Uh, we just always talk about all the things, but like, so we talk often, right? But I'll never, like this, for an example, yesterday we were talking Bravo, obviously, because it's a priority. Um, but in the end of the conversation, I said, "How was your Easter?" Not something I would usually say to my best friend. We're so close. Like, I see pictures, I see like, but I'm just trying to be better at checking in on people, even if it's someone I talk to often, like asking questions. How are you? How are they? How is this? Um, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm pulling on my heartstrings to do that better, but I guess maybe that's God directed me, because I've been praying to make sure that I'm molded and polished to being a good human. Um, so I'm just showing up a little better than I used to. But since we talked about Bravo, I don't know if you guys are in the Bravo world, but the new Real Housewives of Rhode Island, oh my God, these bitches are rich, rich, okay? And they are some bitches, like mean bitches, which brings so much drama. Great TV, great TV. I am loving it. Um, but I'm also in this summer house drama. I don't watch Summer House. It's so not relatable for me. They literally just throw parties at a house. I don't know. Like, the first party's cool, but after it's like, okay, or do y'all do anything else? But there's drama going on where one friend, the best friends, oh my God, I don't even know if I'll be able to explain this. This couple was married, they got a divorce. This couple was together, they broke up. The two girls in the relationships were best friends. Well, one guy is with the ex girl. It is some trailer trash drama. So I'm trying to catch up on this summer house shit, and I'm like, I started on season 8. I don't want to squirrel and talk too much about this, but that's what I do in my spare time. Whenever I need to shut my brain off at night, because my brain don't shut off, I watch people screaming at each other and partying, which I don't know why that's so relaxing to me, but it works. Okay. You should try it. um, but yeah, okay, so coming up to the end, I knew this was going to be super short. I really just wanted to touch base with you guys because I have a huge announcement, and I am, of course, excited as always. If you've made it this far, yay. But huge announcement, the guests are coming back. I'm so excited. I'm ready to have guests back. I've seesawed on the idea of like, should I just be me? Should I bring guests? Um, and I know I'm very open with you about how much I enjoy doing this. I think that editing is probably the inconvenient thing, like just editing, putting everything together. I am getting better at it. So the more that I do, the faster I am. But I always even think about finding the right partner. So we're still looking for the right partner that, could be infinity. But I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to bring guests back. I analyze women a lot, not in a negative way, just how they are. And so, like, this next guest is going to be an incredible topic. So, all my girly pops really need you to tune into this one. Yeah, I'm super excited. You can take your guesses. You might be surprised who it is, but make sure you tune into that. And honestly, lastly, I can't even talk. I'm losing my words. It's time to check out, okay? Make sure you're following and subscribe to all the things. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, we are on YouTube. Follow the YouTube channel and on TikTok, my teaser account. And make sure you follow my personal accounts. We are always doing something fun. I think that's it from me. I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting me. I see a lot of you starting to give me feedback, which I enjoy. Make sure you continue to do that. Until next time, I'm your host, Sarah. This is Southern Unscripted.